So we have Kati here from Finland. I'd love to come out to Finland. That'd be so cool. I've been around some of the Nordic countries working, and I'd really like to come to Finland. It's very, very interesting place. But Kati's going to talk about future vision coaching, which is kind of a step on from the practitioner. So if any of you are interested in coaching, but coaching from the future. It's kind of like people tend to coach from where they are now, rather than where they're heading. So I'll hand over to you, Kati.
Thank you so much, Anne. And I thought when I heard that there's going to be this Future Vision Summit for this year as well, I was thinking what to talk about. And I know that Anne has her Future Vision coaching training coming up in about a month. And I thought this could just be a perfect moment to introduce this coaching methodology to perhaps some of you who haven't heard about it, or to some of you who've heard about it but haven't really tried it yet. And so that's why I chose the topic for today. And I do have a presentation to share with you. So as we are short on time, I think I'll just start with my presentation. And in case you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to raise your digital hand, and I can then come to you. Let me just check if you can see my slide. If you can wave.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, thank you so much. So the topic for today is future vision coaching and how intuition, foresight, and purpose help us to navigate change. And so my name is Kati Tuulipuro, and I'm one of the future vision coaches and master trainers who's trained with Anne. I was just thinking about it, getting ready for today, that it's been 6 years. Because I met Anne just right after COVID happened, and she started teaching online, or maybe she was teaching earlier, but I wasn't really online that much until COVID happened. So it's been 6 years, and what fruitful years. I think I've been to her trainings every year, and that has completely transformed my life. So that's some of what I will be sharing with you today, and in particular, what future vision coaching is and how I see it when I work. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to start with just looking at what future vision coaching is, some of the main principles. We'll move on to the framework. I've described 3 core pillars that I think are at the core of this method. Naturally, it could be described in many different ways, but I've chosen to look at these 3 core pillars today. And then I do have an exercise for all of you, so it would be lovely if you could have paper and a pen or pencil ready so that you can actually jot down some of your thoughts and ideas once we get to that exercise. I will be I hope I remember, but I will be giving you the slides that you see today. I can post them on chat, or I can forward them to Anne, or you can contact me to get the slides later on. So you don't have to write anything that you see on the slides, but rather when we move through this presentation today, I'll ask you to just be present for yourself and write down any questions, any thoughts, any insights that you get on yourself and your business and your life as we move through some of these principles. And the final part of this presentation today is continued support that we offer for you, and I'll talk more about that at the end. Here on the first page, I chose to write this sentence that in future vision coaching, we are not really aiming at a fixed certainty of what the future looks like. We are rather aiming at a clearer awareness and a deeper alignment and a wiser action frame to take right now in our lives when it comes to our work, our careers, our businesses. So why Future Vision Coach right at this time where we are in the world today? I feel that there's so much information out there, so many different kinds of methodologies, but many of us are no longer looking for more information. Rather, we already have lots of information and we know a lot and well, we know what we should do, especially from advice that we get from the outside. And I feel that future vision coaching is a method that will give you a clear inner direction of what it is that you want to do in your life, where it is that you want your business to be headed. In terms of change, we all know that life and work are shifting very quickly nowadays. There was a time when you got a profession and you got a job and you were happy to stay in that job for 40 years to come. No more. So old certainties that were true, at least for my parents and my grandparents, those are gone. They have disappeared. And so we need to start sensing into the future. And many of us do sense and see that there's a change coming for our lives. But what if we could tap into that clearly and freely and truly see what it is about, instead of just having this feeling within our bodies that something is changing and we should try and hop on board. The second word that I chose here is overload that connects with the amount of information that we have around us today. So there's lots of external advice, and sometimes that can become noisy. And sometimes you talk to one person, one expert, and they give you their wisdom, and you talk to another expert, and they can give you their wisdom. And then you might end up being in a situation where those pieces of wisdom actually contradict each other. And we have therefore found this desire to listen to our inner wisdom. I think that's the only right kind of information that can take us personally to where it is that we want to go. Naturally, it's good to listen to the outside sources, but then when we make important decisions, what if you had this possibility of really tapping into who you are and where your future is headed that might be different from some of the people that you have around you? And I think this is what future vision coaching offers you. So it is an inner reflective space of discovery. And it teaches you to connect your intuition with present day decision making. So it's not just that you go into this deeper awareness and get these insights, but we are also looking into how do you put that into practice? What are the tangible steps that you move forward with after the future vision coaching sessions? And my next slide is more about future vision coaching, and I wrote here that it is rooted in decades of client work and future life progression insights developed and created by Anne Church, who's a best-selling author and a world-leading pioneer in future vision training. So if you choose to enter this training, you know that you are in good hands. And if you haven't read any of Anne's books, I have, I think most of them, at least, if not all of them, and I just took some out of my bookshelf. So you can find many of her books online. Future Vision, Your Working Life is probably the one that is closest to future vision coaching. In terms of the method, future vision coaching gives you a structured, guided process for using deeper awareness and future-oriented insight to support present choices. So as I was saying before, yes, we tap into the future, but the goal is to bring those insights, bring that wisdom into your present day and actually get you moving in your present day business or your career in the right direction that is aligned with who you are. Now, the insights that you get in future vision coaching, they are quite unique. So you get answers to your most important questions or a question, and the answers already, they exist. If we stretch the timeline, you will see that the answers are already there in your future. And then with this right guidance, with these processes that are offered in future vision coaching, you can access those answers, that guidance right now. Not in 10 years' time, not in 2 years' time, not next year, but right now, And then you can start moving towards that future that you've dreamt of, that you've wanted to build, but you haven't really known how. So that's what this coaching methodology gives you. And then in terms of the philosophy, it is a grounded, practical, and results-oriented method. You are, when you enter a process, when you enter a future vision coaching session, you are going to work at a depth that some conventional coaching rarely reaches when it is that you just talk and discuss. This is another level of coaching. You go to the deeper inner levels where you know that your wisdom rests. And you don't only tap into yourself, you also tap into the future world so that you know what the world will be like, very likely. And so then you can prepare yourself and your business. The three colors that the three core pillars that I chose to look into today are the new perceptions and then some of the future possibilities and the new purpose that you receive in future vision coaching. So we all know that we already receive intuitive information. In future vision training and in future vision coaching, we learn to recognize and trust the natural way of how we receive this intuitive information, whether it is for you through visions, whether it is through your feelings, where it is just simply through some knowing, or whether you actually hear something. So there are different ways of receiving and understanding the intuitive messages that you already are receiving at this time. And in future vision coaching, we just fine tune that ability so that you get to practice it in the sessions, but you also get to practice it in your everyday life. Instead, in terms of the future possibilities, so instead of you feeling pushed around by uncertainty, if you have a possibility of tapping into the future, you can start to engage with the future possibilities. There's not just one option for the future. You can actually see some of the options that are available for you, and you can feel which is the right for you at right at this time. And then you can start engaging it instead of passively waiting for something to happen. So it's an active way of being, an active way of taking your life forward. And you start moving from reacting to things that are happening to you to actually consciously planning what it is that your future can look like. And then in terms of your life purpose, when you get new insights of who you are, what this world will be like, what your business or your career could look like, you actually start aligning your life more clearly, more strongly with who you are and what this world will be like in the future. And you start taking the next steps that feel grounded and really true to who you are, grounded and aligned, so that you're not just looking forward to receiving some outside advice of what you should be like or what you should be doing. You actually learn more about who you are and how you align your life to what it is that you can do in the future. If you see me looking that down, I'm looking at the time because I have a tendency of giving 3-hour workshops. This is a little shorter. Okay, I wanted to just stop here with your true purpose also. So the calling, when we enter a future vision coaching session, we start feeling what is true, what is meaningful, and what is worthy of moving forward or moving towards in our lives. In terms of belonging, who is it and what is it that can support you in your growth, in your values, and in the direction where it is that you are headed? And then decision making, what are the next steps that are taking you to the future that feels authentically yours? These steps can become really clear, really tangible, and really just small steps for you to take forward. And when you start with the small steps, you have no idea how profoundly they can change your life in 6 months, in a year. And the small steps, in addition to the larger visions and the larger images of what your future will look like, those will become clear in the future vision coaching sessions. Well, who is the future vision coaching for? So you could be an entrepreneur whose business has plateaued or whose business has lost its original meaning. And I've taken these from client experiences. And as I was going through my feedback and testimonials, I realized that many of us have similar issues. So maybe you are a coach or a practitioner who's ready to add a new chapter, a forward-facing dimension to your work. Maybe you are a professional who is truly gifted and good at your job, but you just feel quite uninspired at the moment inside. Maybe you are at the crossroads in your life. Maybe you are paralyzed between two paths, so maybe you have too many options, or maybe you don't have any options that feel right. Maybe you are the hesitant who is making decisions from fear rather than vision, and you know this. Or maybe you are the visionary. Maybe you've carried a dream for years, whether it is about you, whether it is about this world, whether it is about the community where you live. And maybe you finally have reached this moment that it's time to take action and you need the right steps to get moving. And here I have a reflection exercise for you where I ask you actually to tune into some questions. We'll move through this quite swiftly due to time, but you can come back to these questions if you'd like to later on. But before I give you some of these questions, I'll just ask you to center yourself and take a deep breath right there where you are. I'll invite you to settle into that seat and to feel the support of the seat where you are seated, and perhaps let go of some of the thoughts that do not need to be right there with you right now. My invitation for you right at this moment is to focus on you and your career. And we'll start with the first question of perception. Is there anything in your life right at this moment that feels unclear or overstretched, or you feel that you wish you could change it? And thank you for having your cameras on so I can see you writing, and I know when I can pop the second question onto the screen. And so, in terms of alignment, the second question is, how clearly do you see your purpose or the purpose of your business? How clearly do you sense it, see it, feel it? And then how closely does the way you spend your days reflect it? How much of your day are you actually devoting to your future and the purpose that you're building, or the business that you're building, or the purpose that you see for yourself and your business? How clear is this for you? And as I mentioned, you will receive these questions so you can focus on just your answers as we keep moving forward. And please do come back to the questions if you'd like to spend more time on them later on. In terms of your future, are you moving towards a future that feels true and aligned with your life purpose? Or are you off course? Do you feel that your pathway is clear, that you know the steps, you know where to go? Or do you feel like you are walking towards something that was never truly yours? Maybe something that you picked up from somebody else, maybe something that you were taught by your parents, by your teachers, but you're starting to feel that maybe I am a little off course because there's something else that I am meant to be doing. In terms of your vision, now if you could fast forward 2 years, And if you could see yourself truly thriving, just this simple question, what do you feel you would need to change? Even without moving into this process of future vision coaching or future visions or doing a journey, if you just tune into yourself, what's your first intuitive insight on what it is that you would need to change to be able to truly thrive in what it is that you wish to do in your life? And then my final question, readiness. Are you ready to stop reacting to your life and start creating it from a vision that is genuinely yours? And do you trust yourself to be able to receive that vision and to make it true and to actually get the guidance on how to do it? I'd love to hear some of your answers, so feel free to send me a message after this, contact me by email or WhatsApp, and just let me know how these reflections, what kind of answers you tapped into, or how they might have helped you or supported you in this moment, or supported you in seeing whether future vision coaching might be the right fit for you at this time. In terms of continued support, I do have a bonus workbook, uh, which is called Welcome Your Future Visions, and it's a preparation workbook for coming into either a coaching session or perhaps coming into the certification training with Anne. And as I will be giving these presentation slides to you, I've put direct links here, so you can send me a message on my contact page on my website and just write Future Vision Summit in the message field, and you will get the bonus workbook. I'm also giving a free workshop, which is called Stop Navigating Blind, Get a Map for Your Future. And this will be in 2 weeks' time. So 2 weeks after this summit, and then 2 weeks before the certification. And I'm hoping that if you have any hesitation about whether to come and join us for the certification, whether to come and join this beautiful group of coaches, I'm hoping that you could come and join this free workshop with me, where I will actually have the time to give you an experience, and I will have more time to explain what future vision coaching is about, and then you can actually see whether it might be a good fit for you. So this will be in 2 weeks' time on Saturday, April the 25th, and it will be at 3 p.m. British Standard Time or 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. And if you'd like to participate, you can send me a message on my contact page on my website, or send me an email or WhatsApp me, and I will send you more information. And as I was saying, Anne has this future vision coaching training certification coming up. And as far as I know, this is the only future vision coaching training that Anne is doing this year. It's a 3-day training, and it's an immersive training. Sometimes you see trainings that take weeks. So you have an hour here and an hour there. This training is 3 days, and it's immersive. You come in and you actually you work for 3 full days. So you really get into the feeling of what it is like to stretch time and move into the future. And while you are doing that yourself, you actually learn how to support others in that same process, how to give this offering, this kind of support to others. Naturally, there's a period of certification that continues thereafter with some practice work, but the training is an intensive 3-day training. And I highly recommend that you join us in that training, because it can change your life. because you do learn new aspects about yourself and how you can view the future, how you can actually plan your business and what kinds of steps you can take in your career to get closer to who you are and what it is that you want to create in this world nowadays. And I do have a link for that also here. I'm looking at the time, so I think I was good on time. And I've said thanks for coming. And I just wanted to add this quote from Anne here: the future belongs to the visionaries. They will create a better world, and you can be one of them. So if you feel like coming and joining us, do come and join us for the training. I will stop the share and I will, before I leave today, um, I will be sure to post my slides on the chat so that you can get them from there. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It was lovely being here with you today.
I struggle to define this, and Kati just goes bump, bump, bump and explains it far better than what I can. You really do as well, because I don't do false modesty. I do struggle sometimes to define and explain, and you really do. We should kick this off in Finland, shouldn't we?
Well, yes. Well,
Let
yes, that's,
we should,
yeah.
and we should work with Yvette as well, because I think the three of us together could really. And you guys are better at structuring it. I come up with all this material. I download it really. I don't remember that quote, by the way. I don't remember saying that. But that was wonderful. Thank you. And everyone really, really enjoyed that. That was really great. That was so, so good. Um, and I didn't pay her for any of that, by the way. She had not been bribed to big up my. She hadn't, I promise. That was great. Thank you so much. How are you all feeling? We've kind of this is a busy day and it's a full on day. And you listen to a lot of so many good speakers. Great. Yeah. We, I'm so grateful that Future Visions attracted so many incredible people. So I'll stop this for a second. I really like having this separate because